Hello and welcome to the tutorial video for Lost Boy by Ruth B. I first published this song as a ukulele play-along in February of 2018. Since that time, I've developed a couple of different techniques of making the videos, and I've had a few questions about that original video. So what I've done is I've re-released the video with these new techniques, as well as a version on baritone and a version for chord names and lyrics. Let's take a look at the video, the chords that are needed for both GCEA ukulele, soprano, tenor, and concert, as well as DGBE, which is for baritone ukulele. I always like to introduce the ukuleles I'm using in a video. For my soprano, concert, and tenor chords, I'll be using my Koaloha Koa ukulele. And for my baritone chords, I'll be using my mainland baritone with a cedar top and rosewood back and sides. There are actually only 5 chords, but there is one situation, which happens repeatedly throughout the song, where you need to play a single note. Let's take a look at all those chords in order as they appear in the song. Let's take a look at the chords you'll need for GCEA ukulele, soprano, concert, or tenor. First chord you'll need is the E minor chord. First finger will go on the first string 2nd fret, second finger will go on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and the third finger will go on the 3rd string 4th fret, making a little step, or I call it a waterfall all the time. That's the E minor chord. The second chord you'll need is the G chord. What you'll do is you'll put your first finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, second finger on the 1st string 2nd fret, and third finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, making a little V shape with your fingers. That's the G chord. Now before we go any further, I'd like to show you a ukulele hack. A lot of times ukulele players want to have the least amount of motion necessary to play a song. So with GCEA ukulele, if you play the G chord that we just played, if you take your pinky and put it on the 3rd string 4th fret, you actually make the E minor chord. And because this song, throughout the whole song, is going to go E minor, G, C, G. All you have to do is add your pinky to get to the E minor. So if you'd like to, there's a good chance to get that pinky going while you're playing along, making an easier transition from G to E minor and E minor to G. The third chord you're going to need is the C chord. You're going to take the 3rd finger, 1st string, 3rd fret. That's the C chord. There are going to be a few situations where you're asked to play the single note D. On a reentrant ukulele, that's the lowest possible D that you can play. Now, I would not suggest playing it that way in the song because you will already have been on the G chord. Now, if you take a look, where is your first finger? It's where it needs to be to play that D. You're also going to need the A minor chord, 2nd finger, 4th string, 2nd fret. And the final chord you'll need is the D chord. There are a lot of ways to play the D chord. A lot of people just put the 1st finger on the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 3rd finger on the 2nd string, all on the 2nd fret. I generally put my 1st finger at the top of the 3rd string, on that same 2nd fret, at the very top of the 2nd fret. Then put my 2nd finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, and then 3rd finger on the 2nd string 2nd fret, making a little upside down V all in the space of 1 fret. Let's take a look at the chords you'll need to play the song on baritone ukulele. The first chord is the E minor chord. The 2nd finger reaches over to the 4th string 2nd fret, E minor. The second chord you'll need is the G chord. 3rd finger will play the 1st string 3rd fret. The third chord you'll need is the C chord. 1st finger will go on the 2nd string 1st fret. 2nd finger will go on the 4th string 2nd fret. That's your C chord. In the song, you're going to be asked to play a single D note. Thankfully for the baritone ukulele, the lowest possible note is the D. So you'll just play an open D when requested. The next chord is the A minor chord. 1st finger will go on the 2nd string 1st fret. 2nd finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret. That's the A minor chord. The last chord you're going to need is the D chord. First finger will go on the third string, second fret. Second finger will go on the first string, second fret. And the third finger will go on the second string, third fret. That's the D chord. The number one question I've received over the last year and a half that this play along has been out there is how to deal with the arpeggiated D chord. What I said in the original video was simply to play D chord, and this is on GCEA ukulele because there wasn't a baritone play along, and then play the lowest possible note, which is the third string, then walk up second string, fourth string, first string, third, second, fourth, first, and just do it 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay. 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3. 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3. Now remember, Ruth B is playing a piano, which has an octave range of 88 keys. The ukulele does not, and also the piano is polyphonic, truly polyphonic, where you can play up to 10 different keys at once if you can reach that far, and if you have a second piano player, you can play 20 keys at once. The ukulele isn't going to do that. The best you're going to be able to do is 4 notes at once. So as we arpeggiate this, we've got to jump our hand up in kind of an unnatural way. And I've tried to map this out as best as I can, and I'll just let you see how this is going to work. What we're going to do is start with the D chord, and you can keep your fingers in that D chord position, or you can just play the second and third strings of it. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about tab a little bit. What tab is going to show is what fret to play on what string at what time. So on this little chart, it shows us the number 2 on the third string down from the top, which is like looking at your ukulele this way, top to bottom, like you're leaning into it, right? It's coming at you this way. So it's going to tell us we're going to play the second fret of the third string, second fret of the second string, no fret on the first string, the 5th fret of the first string, the 9th fret of the first string, the 10th fret right next to it on the second string, back to the previous note, the 9th fret on the first string, and then the 12th fret. And then you have to jump back for the E minor chord. So very slowly, it's going to be like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then back to. So if you want to play the real arpeggiated D chord an octave higher than actually sounds with piano, that's how you do it on GCEA ukulele. Now, let's say that you'd like to play the arpeggiated D chord on the baritone ukulele. The good news is, I think it's a little bit easier than on GCEA ukulele. Step 1 is to make your D chord shape. That's most of what you need here, but you're going to have to do one little trick and reach over with the 4th finger on the 4th string on the 4th fret in just a second. Tablature is a wonderful way to show what fret to play on what string at a certain time. And what this tablature tells us to do is to play the 4th string open, 4th string with the 4th fret, then 3rd string 2nd fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, 1st string 2nd fret, back to the 2nd string 3rd fret, back to the 1st string 2nd fret, and then the 5th string. Now, the good news is that all occurs around the D chord. So if you're making the D chord, you play open, reach with your pinky to play the 4th string, 4th fret, then play your normal D chord notes. Back down to the 2nd string, then it's a reach to the 5th fret. Let's try it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That should be everything you need to know to be successful on Lost Boy by Ruth B. Yes, those arpeggiated D chords are hard because the ukulele isn't a piano, but if you want it, you can practice it and practice it and practice it until you get it. And don't forget, there's that little gear icon on the desktop version of YouTube, which will slow down a video, and you could actually practice it at a slower pace to make sure that you got it. As always, thank you for watching the videos, and remember, ukulele, it's all about you.